On this episode of The AutoArchaeologist, I'm here with my friend Scott and the owner, and we're looking at not one 69 Dodge Charger RT, not two 69 Dodge Charger RTs, that one's a Hemi car by the way, but also 69 Daytona. You know, that old chestnut. Right, Dave?
Yep.
Hey everyone, don't run away yet. I just wanted to give a little bit of context on this adventure because this means a lot more to me than most of the other ones. This adventure started in 2009. I had to go into where these cars are at because unfortunately a good friend of mine, Jim, passed away suddenly. He was in for, I think, back surgery and got an infection, passed away. So we had to go there for his funeral. And I had a spare day in the area before things really got going. So I posted on moparts.com, still the #1 Mopar board, that I was going to be there and I had time to kill if anyone knew of anything cool. That's when Scott and Shad, the guys who are in this picture that I'm posting, they contacted me and said, hey, sorry to hear about your friend. Yeah, we got someplace cool for you to check out. Come along. So I drove down to Scott's house, and Scott owns a 70 Superbird. Okay, cool, no problem. I thought we were going to jump in the Challenger and then go to this mystery location. And Scott's like, no, we're going to take the Superbird. So these people that I had never met before, Scott was the owner of the Superbird. Shad had other cars. He had a Duster and a Trail Duster and a Dakota. We jump in this Superbird and we drive out to the middle of nowhere. Gravel roads, the whole bit in this Superbird. Blew my mind. Legitimately, I'm like, what is going on that this is occurring? And they took me to the owner's property, and him and his wife were very gracious to allow me the opportunity back in 2009 to photograph their collection. And I put it on my blog. I still have the blog. I'll put the website, I'll do a screenshot or something. I still have the blog. This original article is still on there from 2009. It was definitely one of the ones that increased my career because at the time you didn't read about Daytonas and barns and, Chargers and fields and all that. And it's all because of Scott and Shad taking pity on me or, feeling bad, what was going on, that they made it possible, especially the owners of the property, to do this. So I want to thank them for the opportunity and the owner for allowing me. They've been nothing but wonderful. And on with the rest of the story. Okay, let's try this again. Unfortunately, my GoPro video didn't work. So I'm here documenting my friend's barn before a lot of things change. Don't mind Scott. But this is the owner's nice running, driving 69 Dodge Charger RT. Q5 turquoise car. It is a 440 car. It is running, driving, so we're not going to focus on that one. But he has a bunch of other cool stuff like 65 Satellite that originally had a 426 Hemi in it, or not originally, it had at one point a 426 Hemi in it. And then Mopar Big Block. And then over here is a 1965 Satellite V8 car also. And I'll show you some of the cool parts he has here in a minute. But like here, 440 air cleaner out of this car. But the owner here, he would go to auctions at dealerships that were closing or whatnot and buy stuff like here. There's a pile of 426 Hemi heads and other miscellaneous bits and bobs. And then we'll come back to this, but this right here is a 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona in turquoise. Sitting next to, I better hide that on for a second. I want to surprise you guys. This right here is another 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona. This one isn't, it's just a 69 Charger RT, but it's something special, which I'll show you here in a little bit. And then, oh no, I got it. I closed it actually because I want to surprise them because I'm going to do one side to the other so I don't forget. That right there is a true aluminum hood for like an A990 car. It's leaning on another 1969 Dodge Charger RT. There we go.
440 auto with air.
Yeah, 440 auto with air. But we'll start over here. Right in front of the Firebird is two real 1969 only, because they were recalled, recall wheels. And they're real ones. They're not reproductions. How crazy is that? They're like hen's teeth. People fight over them. And they're sitting next to a pile of new old stock brush trim rings. And then, like I said, here's a whole pile of Mopar police car pieces. And then here's the Firebird real quick. But we'll start here. This right here is a 1969 Dodge Charger RT 440 automatic air-conditioned car. Oh, well, they ruined the surprise, but it's okay. This right here next to it is a turquoise 69 Charger RT Hemi car, real Q5 turquoise. Basically a survivor.
No.
Interior is all there. Let me show you real quick. So obviously it's a vinyl top car. And then, oh, I gotta get close up of the engine in a second. Ooh, there we go. I know, we already saw your mug. Too late. There's the bucket seat, automatic on the floor, wood grain wheel.
You said the carburetors and radiators and stuff got stolen out of this? Yeah. So that's probably not the original carburetors?
No.
Okay.
I got.
Oop, there we go. That is cool. The first time I was here 14 years ago, because I'll tell the story when I show the second video. But this car was covered in boxes. Yeah, Scott and Shad were the ones that introduced me to the owner. But the car was covered in boxes kind of like that. And the owner just popped the hood open because they didn't tell me what it was. And all the boxes went flying, and there it was. 69 Hemi Charger RT. Absolutely beautiful. Scared the living bejesus out of me. But it is so neat. It's like, how often do you find a real Hemi Charger RT in turquoise? Like, this is an original turquoise car. Q5 turquoise. And then it's sitting next to a 440 RT Charger in turquoise. Let me scoot past you real quick. Sitting next to a 69 Dodge Daytona turquoise car, 440 4-speed. And my friend Scott told me just today that there's 7 of these known, right? 7? Yep. This is the only 4-speed out of the 7, and it has a black stripe. And it's funny, okay, so...
Most are white.
Well, yeah, most of them are white. But it's funny, okay, so this side, you can see it says Daytona in the stripe. Because obviously it's been repainted. It's been repainted blue at some point.
But if you look at the rear side marker lights, they have the black stripe, which was curled in when they installed them.
But did you see what the other side says? Nothing. There's no Daytona on the other side.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, there's no Daytona script in the stripe on the other side. But yeah, you can see a lot of the turquoise here. I don't know either. That's what I saw. I was looking at this. I'm like, oh, there's no Daytona script. Here, I'll show real quick. I'll show the interior in a second. Yep, check it out. No Daytona.
No. But if you look at the inside,
Yeah. No. You're right. You can see the stripe.
But you can see where they cut.
You can see the floor. The trunk floor needs to be replaced, but it's an original Daytona wing.
There's black. If you look at the rear side markers,
Yep.
there's black tape on the inside right here.
Oh yeah.
So this was an original black stripe car.
Oop, now my thing just went weird. Oop, there we go.
Yeah, we talked about this last time I was out here.
Well,
Okay.
it's set in a short garage, and the tail end sticking out. That's why water got in the trunk.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But because I remember the Daytona on, because here you can see the Daytona on this side. clearly
But yeah,
in the stripe. It's just really weird.
it's a 100% black stripe.
Yep, black stripe, black wing car.
Yep.
It's sitting next to a 65 Satellite, 361 convertible. And then also Chrysler Essential Service Tools.
Oh yeah, there's junk there too.
Old Chrysler parts sign. Hold on, let's.
Like yellow
Huh.
underneath this.
That's weird. Yeah, so some weird stuff is going on with the car. I mean, I know I'm crazy, but not that crazy.
What?
Okay, don't you could agree with me or not agree with? Oh, that's right. I have this on film now. There you go. Rally dash.
Crazy.
4-speed on the floor. I'll show out the blurred out VIN here later. But this is a real Daytona. And the cool thing is he bought this in like 86 out of like the Wing Car Trader magazine. Drove it home from Georgia with a 340 automatic 8 3/4. Because originally it would have come, because it was a 4-speed, it would have come with the Dana rear end. So he drove it all the way home, pulled the 340 out, and has been keeping it safe since. And then here, there used to be another car here, a 70 Charger RT, a Chicago Auto Show car. I think there was 7 or 8 of them built. I'll put the number in the video. But a friend of mine bought it, and what makes them unique is they're sunroof cars, they're 6-pack, they're all orange, they're all black vinyl top, obviously. They all have the luggage rack. I couldn't remember if there were 4 speeds or not. But I have a video that I'll put at the end of this one to show you. He has a few spare engines and such, and parts. And then we got, he went to an auction, or he found this for free in the back of like a farm tractor, not tractor, a trailer. They're all like voltage generator testers, all different kinds. I've never seen such, I've seen this style before, but I've never seen the other ones. And then here's, ooh, there's the sun. Wow. There's the Daytona nose. Everyone see what a Daytona nose inside looks like? Here, let's see. There we go. It's pretty clean, actually. And then I'll just go through cool parts over here. There's not a lot more, but still some cool stuff. Big block exhaust manifolds, headlight bezels, trim. Ow, I just poked myself in the eye. But yeah. 14 years ago, Scott and Shad surprised me with taking me here, and my life has never been the same since. All downhill, right? All downhill. No, it's been great. The next section of video will be coming from 2021 when I visited my friend's property. All right, documenting the barn. Just some of the parts real quick. He's got a cool, look at this cool oscilloscope. That thing is so neat. I'll post a picture of it. And you got the Chicago Auto Show car out of a junkyard, you said, right? Yeah, out of Cedar Rapids. It's a real 70 Charger 6-pack car. I have a picture of the edited VIN, but sunroof, automatic car. Hanging out. And then next to it's a 65 Plymouth Satellite convertible with, I think, a 273. Really? It was a big block 361? Wow. I saw the badge and I thought it was a small block. That's crazy. And then there's one of 3 known as of 2022. 69 Daytona, original turquoise. You can see right there some of the original turquoise. Someone painted it blue at some point. Just walk around over here real quick. But it's complete. There's the nose. There's the front fenders. There's the hood. I mean, everything you need to put the car together is here. Oh, look at the old radial TA tires. Unfortunately, I can't get to. I have some pictures of it that I'll post. But that thing is just so neat. And then here is another 69 Dodge Charger. This one is a RT. And this one I will show maybe on the way back what's underneath the hood. And then here's a 65 Plymouth Satellite 426 wedge car. Is it a 4-speed? Yeah. 4-speed car. I got a picture of the front end on that one. And then here's another 440 69 Charger RT. And then there's another 69 Dodge Charger RT. This one, when I was here 11 years ago, used to sit right here. And now he moved it out to work on it. And I won't show the VIN because I don't want anyone finding the guy. I'll post the edited one to show you that it is a real 70 or 69 Hemi Charger 4-speed car. I don't know if someone's... I don't know where the K member went, he said. But real legit XS29J. Bunch of parts on the inside. Only real rust was in the battery tray. And then here's his wife's Firebird. Yeah, 79, 301 with air conditioning. And then here going back to the other 69. And then here's the other turquoise car. And, oop, camera got caught. And I'll show you in pictures what's underneath the hood. Actually, can I pop the hood real quick? Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. It's an original 1969 Hemi Charger, turquoise, sitting next to 69 Charger Daytona in turquoise. How do you like those? That is just so cool, sir. I mean, just absolutely insane. I appreciate you popping the hood for me. Wow. These pictures are from the very first time that Scott and Shad took me to the owner's property. When I saw this, I almost wet myself because the only other time I'd seen such a rarity was back when I was at Western, which ironically enough was west of here, like 10 years earlier. Maybe not 10 years, but walking into this barn, this building, was unlike any other that I had walked into in my early career. This was before Hot Rod. This is before Mopar Collector's Guide. This was before all of that, which definitely set a really high tone. And I really haven't even gotten into all the parts. I mean, the owner has gone to auctions for decades collecting new old stock Mopar parts and putting them away for a rainy day, which has come. He did sell the 76 pack, that Charger. He did sell the red Hemi Charger, and he sold the Daytona, which you'll see at the end of the video. Everything else, though, he's keeping because that's the plan, is to have a his and her RT turquoise cars. He's going to have the Hemi Charger RT. He's going to have the turquoise 440 RT. One for him, one for her. Which, with the way things are going, should not be a problem. But they've gone through and they've cleaned up. You can see from the earlier pictures to the newer pictures the way they're taking boxes off of stuff, because back in the 90s and 2000s, the owner and his wife were heavily involved in eBay. So they collected every box they could get so that way they could turn around and sell stuff. And it wasn't Mopar parts that they were selling, but it was just general stuff. You know, being in rural Illinois, they had a very wide spectrum of stuff. But when that started to peter off, they still were collecting boxes. And that's why you see in the earlier pictures a ton of the stuff just completely covered. Like when I said it earlier, when he opened the Hemi Charger up, all these boxes that you see, they were 95% empty. So he was moving stuff and doing stuff, and you thought they were full of stuff, but they weren't. This, like I said, he opened up the hood, and there was the Hemi. It was a real shock. And here we are now in 2024 when I went out there to help him dig out the Daytona a little bit. And we also wanted to clean up the Hemi Charger RT. But this is just the first barn. He had another barn that had a bunch of cool stuff. And he had a legitimate field yard full of some really cool stuff, which I'll post in upcoming videos. There'll be the next video next week, which will be all on the next barn, and then the field stuff will be at the end. And this right here is the new owner getting the Daytona just last week together. That way he could take it home. This is the first time the car has been out of the barn in probably 40 years. Just under 40 years, because it was bought in, like I said, 86, 87, and it was put away. And these pictures are the first pictures of the car in daylight in 40 years, which is absolutely incredible to see. And it looks just awesome. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed that video. This is the first in a video series of 3. I got the first barn, and then I'll do the second barn, and then I'll do out in the field, because there's a lot to cover and I didn't want to jam it all in one spot. But this is really the culmination of 14 years. 2009 is when I was there the first time. To see the Daytona move on to a new home, and the Hemi Charger and the 6-pack Charger, and so much stuff change. The owner is amazing that he protected these cars from who knows what. A lot of them were going to the junkyard, or they were in junkyards, or he saved them from who knows what. And even if he wasn't able to do something with it, it's wonderful that he moved it on now and can, benefit from especially Daytonas and Hemi Chargers. Their prices are going crazy. So, and being a part of it for 14 years definitely, brings it all back. And I'm glad to have been a part of this in a very small amount. I wasn't involved in any of the sales, just documenting the cars for history, because stuff like this is getting harder and harder to find. It does happen. Trust me, I know of stuff that I will be hitting up in the future that are probably as crazy as this, but to have not just its own history, but my history, it's getting fewer and far between, which is good and bad. I'm glad that these cars are coming out of collections and are being sold and are being restored. That's why McCacken Barn Finds, if you watched the video last week, the barn find display exists is because these cars are coming out of barns, they're coming out of fields, they're coming out of junkyards, and are going to be restored, or at least they're not sitting anymore in the meantime, which makes me very happy. On the other side of things that don't make me happy is the blue car. Right now, I was supposed to be in St. Louis doing a big adventure, documenting a whole bunch of cool cars, and I'm not there because the blue car sprung a coolant leak, and it was small enough we couldn't trace it down. And then I read online where it might be, and I'm pretty sure, I'm going to post the picture here. One of these 2 Ts is broken, and I guess it's a very common issue. I guess it lasted 280,000 miles, so I'm in the minority. But I bought Dorman upgraded versions with metal fittings, so it will never happen again. But of course, they don't get here till Monday. And all the other ones around here were like 4 times the price. So, been cleaning, been doing. It was below freezing as of the last few. It was literally 20s. If you saw last week's video, it was like 21. Now it's in the 50s. So I've been out here cleaning and doing. You can't see behind me, but I took everything out of the minivan that was in it before and just threw it on my workbench so I could, have the room to take all my McCacken stuff. And now I'm resorting it all. And yeah, so been a busy few weeks. This week is, unfortunately, on Wednesday, my birthday. Yeah, we don't have to say anything more about that. But I'm hoping once, okay, and my friends at McKenna Automotive here in Skokie, they fixed the Challengers, had that oil pressure issue. It wasn't oil pressure, it was an oil pressure sensor piece I couldn't get to because there's a bracket in the way I couldn't get to. They fixed that. And they did find out that it wasn't the alternator that was causing the problems in the car. It was a bad cell in the battery causing problems. And I didn't know how to diagnose it. If it was the alternator that killed the battery or the battery that was dead and it killed the alternator or whatever. But they put in a new battery and the car has run just fine since. I did another big trip for about an hour, drove around, saw my friends, and it went well. So after this, hopefully this will be the end of my current conundrums with the blue car, and I'll be off and adventuring because I still need to get to St. Louis and visit my friends there. I need to go to, where do I have to go? I have to go to Wisconsin. I have to go to another place in Illinois. I have to go to a lot of places. So hopefully you'll be along with me on those adventures. But if you have any comments or questions, please let me know in the comments below or any of the social media links because I'm posting there all the time. But so yeah, been an interesting few weeks and have a few interesting ones coming up. So you let me know what you think. I'll talk to you all soon. You guys stay safe.